Am I the jerk for not getting my daughter a birthday gift? A few months ago, my daughter, 15, broke her computer by accidentally knocking it off the table. I told her that I would get her a computer, but it would be her birthday and Christmas gift because it was her fault it was broken. They are expensive, and I had to get it on credit because money is tight. It will take me the whole 0% pay period to pay it off. I don't want to be stuck with 30% interest. My husband and I both explained this to her, and she was fine at the time. Her birthday comes around, we get cake, pizza, and take her to the movies. She throws a fit that we didn't get her an actual gift. I told her the computer was for her birthday and Christmas, and you agreed to it. She threw a fit about it, saying that it was an accident the first one broke. I have repeatedly told her to be careful with her things, and computers are expensive. My husband told her she can get a Christmas gift since she's now 15 and get a job to pay us back for the computer she broke. She thinks we're the worst parents in the world, but my husband was laid off a few years ago and has not found a job that matches what he made, so money is tight. I told my daughter that stores will be hiring seasonally soon, and that's a good way to get her first after-school job, so she can learn firsthand how much things cost, how much time you have to work just to afford simple things, let alone a computer. My mom thinks I'm being too hard on her, but I feel like she needs to understand how hard we work just to put food on the table, let alone replace a computer she carelessly broke. So, am I the jerk? Am I the jerk for postponing our wedding because my fiancé wants to have pictures of her late husband in it? My fiancé and I have been together for about 3 years. We got engaged 6 months ago. We were doing some planning and she mentioned, where do you think late husband's name, pic could go? I was confused and asked her to clarify. She says she wants her late husband's picture at the wedding. She went into more detail at my request. She wants one of the bridesmaids to hold his picture during the ceremony, as well as having his pic on our table. When taking pictures, she wants to hold him in most of the pictures. I told her that I didn't want that, and while I understand he's important to her, I'd feel uncomfortable with his pictures in our wedding, especially when they're so prominent. We got into a fight and she yelled, "I can't believe you're jealous. He's effing dead." What do you think I'm gonna do, F him at our wedding? I decided to postpone the wedding and honestly thinking about calling it off altogether. Am I the jerk? Am I the jerk for telling my wife I hate her fridge-scaping? Recently, my wife has taken to fridge-scaping. I guess it's a recent trend because I'd never heard about this before. She started decorating our fridge and it was really getting on my nerves. For example, she put flowers in the fridge, in vases, in front of food. So you have to move things just to get to the food. She put all of our food in fancy baskets, jars, and similar things. I know it sounds absurd, but if you search up fridge-scaping, you'll see what I'm talking about. I didn't care at first because I didn't have to use the fridge as much anyways. I don't cook a lot, but she's getting more meticulous with it and adding too much decor. It's made the fridge very inviting for me. She gets upset when I get something from the fridge and don't put it back perfectly. She keeps taking it as a personal slight and acts like I've done something to deliberately hurt her, when I haven't. I just find it unnecessary to maintain such an organized fridge. Before she started this, it would take me 30 seconds to grab something quick from the fridge, whereas now it's a whole ordeal. Last weekend, she confronted me after I grabbed some leftovers from the fridge and left it in, quote, disarray, according to her. I explained to her how I find the hobby stupid, and she could decorate other things. It doesn't have to be the fridge. It gets in the way when I want to quickly eat. When I come home from work hungry and tired and just want to grab a quick bite, it's frustrating. I also talked to my son about it and finds it annoying, which I told her. She didn't argue back after that, and she's removed all the decorations from the fridge, which I have to admit is a bit relieving. But she's also been acting very distant towards me and just hasn't been herself and has been weird intimacy-wise. Am I the jerk for this? Am I the jerk for telling a woman off after she asked me to put clothes on at a hot spring? I'm using a throwaway because I'm not going to become known as the nude hot spring guy. So there's this natural hot spring only about an hour drive away from where I live. It's on public land and a relatively well-known hot spot. Get it? The hot spring explicitly allows for nudity, and there are signs up warning prudes who have complained for years that yes, people are allowed to be nude there. I've been going there about once a week recently, and every time I get nude. I like to go Sunday mornings because it's mostly empty. Last Sunday, I arrived stripped down as normal. There was another woman who was using the spring as well, and I chatted with her a bit. After about 20 minutes, another woman arrived and came over to talk to me. This woman explained her 3 kids were around the corner and wanted to use the hot spring. I could see them down the trail. They looked to be in the age range of 12 to 6. I was really confused because there was plenty of room still, so I told her very confused, okay. She was trying to tell me what she really wanted, but had to spell it out for me. She then asked me to get decent. I was just taken aback at first and told her no. I wasn't done using the spring yet, and I only had the clothes I was going to wear back home. She then told, not asked, me to leave so her kids could use the spring. This pissed me off, so I told her to go F herself, and we argued for a bit. She ended up storming off. The lady who was in the spring got out and told me I was a jerk, so I called her a B. I left about 20 minutes later and saw the woman and her kids walked back to their car. I waved at her and said to enjoy the hot spring, and she flipped me off. While I was really angry in the moment, I'm starting to feel like I got dragged down to her level and made a jerk out of myself. Opinions?